back with new book arrivals, number 312. And we got a bunch of 25-cent books here. I went to two different thrift stores, and the one that normally charges a buck 10, I think, for hardcover and 70 cents for paperback was apparently trying to compete with the thrift store right around the corner that charges 25 cents a piece for paperback. So what did I get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 books. I'm not counting one because who's texting me? 25 books. Yeah, because one of them came from an estate sale. So I got 25 bucks or 25 books for like $6. First one, let me turn this light on. Sailor Moon, Pretty Guardian by Ndoko Tekiuchi, Eternal Edition. Obviously, you remember Sailor Moon from back in the day. Well, this is apparently a manga. I don't know if it was originally a manga or if it was just a cartoon. I assume it was manga too. Why does this smell like cigarettes? Is that cigarettes? I don't know what it is, but I plan to sell this book as I plan to sell all of my manga at some point. Corporation Wife, and I mainly got this one because of the naked people in the front, but the intimate, revealing novel that opens the doors to the bedrooms and boardrooms of the organization men. See, originally they're 70 cents. Life in the split-level jungle. The women knew the rules. Their husbands would give them all the happiness money could buy. In return, they would do anything, be anything, to help further their husbands' careers. Love, it was nice on a honeymoon, but it was just another game to be played in the world of the corporation wife. What do you got, Brops? The Spy Who Came In from the Cold, a novel by John Le Carre. I always thought it was Le Carre, but I heard, what's that chick's name that wrote the Goldfinch? Donna Tartt say Le Carre, so I assume that's his name. 1963 edition of, I didn't know this guy was around that long, but apparently he looks old there, so I wonder if he's long dead. The best spy story I have ever read by Graham Greene. It may be the best spy story anybody has ever read. Both a compelling and dazzling plotted thriller and a substantial and penetrating novel of our times. Yeah. Imaginary Lands, brand new stories by Robin McKinley, Patricia A. McKillop, Peter Dickinson, Joan D. Avenge, and more. Come on an enchanted journey through imaginary lands. I don't really know what they're about. Come travel through the magic lands of imagination with the top writers of fantasy fiction. There you go. This book has some value. I don't know if anyone will buy it. It's not in great condition, but it's not in bad condition either. This is the book I got at an estate sale, the official Black Folks joke book, and then when you flip it over, it's the official White Folks joke book. What year is this from? Whitey ain't so bad, even if his honky humor hurts. Black is beautiful, baby, and they can be funny too. Larry Wilde, 2 books in one turnover. Let's see what we got here. Oh no. Ida May had been feeling out of sorts in the morning lately and went to see the doctor about it. After an examination, the MD said, "You're going to get a visit from the stork. You better get your boyfriend to marry you if you can." "But I don't have a boyfriend," said Ida May. "I live with my married sister and her husband." Pondered the physician. What kind of sleeping arrangements do you have? Well, said Ida May, we all three sleeps in the same bed. Then thinking about it for a moment, she added, say, doctor, do you suppose I could have got splashed? Oh, man. Honey, how you feel about messing with men? Well, if I likes 'em, I let 'em. I lets 'em. And if I loves 'em, I helps 'em. I don't know what that means. Jumping and jiving. All right, there's the black and white joke book. Classic. Elvis, What Happened? Three of his closest companions tell a shocking, bizarre story. The dark other side of the brightest star in the world. This book actually has some value, so I will sell it. Just because I don't give a flip about Elvis. A devoted son, a generous, a model army recruit, a gifted entertainer, a beloved hero to millions. This is the Elvis Presley the world knew and cherished. Brooding, violent, obsessed with death, strung out, sexually driven. This is the other side of Elvis, according to the three men who lived with him through it all. Grave humor, a photo tour of funny, ironic, and ridiculous tombstones by M.T. Coffin. Get it? M.T. Early Bird. Jeanette had other ideas. What's this? Fair. Jerry L. I was supposed to live to be 102 and be shot by a jealous husband. Okay. It does not say that. There's no fucking way. We once were where you are. You will be where we are. Prepare. Could you at least give us the Google map? Roger M. Rothstein. Pardon me for not rising. Ever the gentleman. Robert Clay Allison. He never killed a man that did not need killing. All right. Surely a judge would admit that as a plea. Sorry, Dong Dong. We all love you. Sorry, won't bring him back. Kay's Fudge. There's no way this is on a tombstone. Mary E. Stetter. She is asleep, not dead. Wait, somebody let me out of here. George W. Jr., May 31st, 1927. I knew this would happen. Now, that's brilliant if it's a real one. In memory of Violet Philpin, who died on the 19th June 1974, devoted her life to the welfare of donkeys. May she rest peacefully. The knowledge her work was not in vain. Is that work or word? I mean, you could have got the damn whole grave in there, buddy. I told you I was sick. The last laugh. I do remember hearing about that one. Jane A. Flippin. Jane was always a rabble rouser. Shove until the daybreak. What do you got, bruv? Heart Hava. This may be the dumbest book I've ever seen. Early Bird. The early bird gets the good cemetery plot. Find late. Where is he? All right, I've seen enough of this book. I'm great. How are you, bruv? The Kings and Queens of England by W.M. Ormrod. Of the numerous books on the Kings and Queens of England, this is the best. The authoritative and accessible history of the Kings and Queens of England, from the warrior kings of the Dark Ages to Queen Elizabeth II. The lives of the kings and queens of England include some of the most dramatic episodes in the history of Great Britain. These are all puzzle books I got for me mother, who will be pleased because apparently, and I noticed that puzzle books at the Dollar Tree, where she goes to get her puzzle books, apparently they sell out in like 5 minutes. Look at this. We got the Witch's Brew. I should make a copy of this. Yeah, so apparently Puzzle books are in great demand. Thanks, bruv. You want to marry my channel, bruv? Witch's Brew. So these will be put aside for me mother. Arbor Drugs, which was around about 30 years ago. Grab bag. To Shakespeare, No Fear, Shakespeare, Side by Side, Plain English, Julius Caesar, and A Midsummer Night's Dream. Spark Notes included. So, yeah. I mean, normally I wouldn't buy these, but for 25 cents a piece, I'll gladly buy them. Patterson by William Carlos Williams. I have not seen a book by William Carlos Williams in a long frickin' time. But I remember back in the day, hey, maybe this is her book. Back in the day, a girlfriend of mine wrote some poetry, and she named one of her books, or one of her poems, Patterson, after William Carlos Williams. Can't really say I like William Carlos Williams. I thought he was one of the worst poets I've ever read, but hey, I don't know why, but I always feel bad when people don't have a lot of viewers. I just want to tell you, here's the thing. I don't give a flip how many viewers I have. I don't make, don't pity me, bruv. Pity this busy monster man unkind, but not me. Because I don't care. I am the audience. I love the locust tree, the sweet white locust. How much? How much? How much does it cost to love the locust tree in bloom? Too much. Yeah, I don't really care how many people view this channel. It makes zero difference to me. The only way I'll read a book is if I do it on this channel, so that's why I do it. And since I have about 50 million books, more like 10,000, I need some outlet for them. Can I do a face reveal? Yeah, here you go. Entangled Life, How Fungi Make Our Worlds, Change Our Minds, and Shape Our Futures. By Merlin Sheldrake. That's a good name. Merlin Sheldrake. Yeah, that's me. Punch and Judy. Go type in that song, Punch and Judy by XTC. Great band. I mean, it was back in, I don't know how many hundreds of years ago, the carnival in England had puppet shows, and there were characters called Punch and Judy, and they would basically have violence against each other. Sometimes they killed each other, sometimes they killed the baby, but kids apparently love these Punch and Judy. They're, I guess you call them minstrel characters, and they were just violent. They just smash each other. But I watched some video of kids in England watching them from like 1940, just laughing as the Punch just kills their baby or kills Judy. Bizarre shit. Yeah, look up Punch and Judy. Treasure Island, which I will give to my comrade at work, who was looking for this. We went to a thrift store one day, Halloween, in fact, and he was looking for Treasure Island. Well, there it is, bruv. Llewellyn's 2009 Magical Almanac. Practical magic for everyday living. What's this receipt in here? See how much they paid back in the day. Where'd they get it from? Jesus Christ, what does it say? I can't read it. What's it say? Barnes & Noble. Haggerty Road, Northville, Michigan. Cannot read it. Magical maintenance. It is incredible that they do all these. Hey, we're gonna tattoo magic. We're magic. I cast a spell on you, Bubba. It's pretty. Oh, there's the kitty. But Odin is no ordinary pet cat. He is not particularly affectionate. He won't sit on my lap or request love. Maybe he just doesn't like you. Anyways, apparently witches put out almanacs every year, just like the farmer's almanac. So, got quite a few of them somewhere, right down there, I believe. See, right in the corner, past the garbage can, right there. That's where they are. What do you got, bruv? Hey, it's Bliss, bruv. What do you got, bruv? You got any vanilla ice cream? To you, it means nothing. Folger's Shakespeare Library, King Lear, by obviously motherfucking William Shakespeare, Billy Shakespeare, as it were. This is a brave night to cool a courtesan. I'll speak a prophecy ere I go. When priests are more in word than matter, when brewers mar their malt with water, when nobles are their tailors' tutors, no heretics burn, but wenches suitors. When every case in law is right, no squire in debt, nor no poor knight, when slanders do not live in tongues, nor cut purses. That was a cut purse. No cut purses come not to frongs. When usurers tell their gold, if the field, and bawds and whores do churches build, then shall the realm of Albion come to great confusion. Then comes the time. Who lives to see it? That going shall be used with feet. This prophecy Merlin shall make, for I live before his time. Spaketh the fool. Have pity on. What was that? Saw an illustration. What is that? Wind swelling the curled waters from Lodovico Dolci. Impresse nobili. Does that cloud have boobs? No. Is that a cloud? It kind of looks like the cloud has boobs, but I might just be seeing things. Who knows? Snowfire by Phyllis A. Whitney. And there were several Phyllis A. Whitney books, and I have several of her books. And like I said, it was a 25-cent sale day. Hey, does she have the same? No, that's not the same typewriter. Be great. Anyway, this one, the other two had chintzy covers. This one at least has a gothic cover. Oh God, they're coming for me, bruv. Look at her. Her sorrow is manifest. Far ahead Jesus Christ. Far ahead along the road, I could see a sign, and I slowed my car in snowy tracks. A picture of a tall evergreen with the name Juniper Lodge printed beside it told me this was the place. There was no turning back, bruv. Whatever my folly, I was committed. My ungloved hands were damp on the wheel. And that sense of time ticking away, which had begun to haunt me so frighteningly, was there again. There seemed so little time, and I had no conviction that I was clever enough or bold enough to carry this off and help Stuart. He had been against my coming, warning me that it might even be dangerous, and he had hated the idea of a masquerade. They'll find you out, he prophesied, and then everything will be worse than ever. I dared not listen. There was no other way. I had to come. The ad in the newspaper was fortuitous. A gift from the gods, and I never believed in ignoring celestial invitations, even when they frightened me. Headlong, Stuart used to call me when we were younger, and I opposed him impulsively. At the moment, I felt that being headlong was all I had. If I didn't hurl myself, nothing useful would happen anyway. So great cover. Probably chintz. Actually, I think I've read reviews that her books are actually pretty good for the genre. And her tens of thousands of fans will attest that she is the equal of Mary Stuart. Got a bunch of Mary Stuart books and Victoria Holt. Among her best-selling novels are Listen for the Whisperer, Lost Island, Hunter's Green, Columbella, and many others. Lawrence Block, The Burglar in the Closet. That's good. It's a good cover, and for 25 cents, I could not pass. Oh, he got a little fucking spaghetti on his face. Kind of looks like, what's that guy? Vincent D'Onofrio. Got a little spaghetti on you, bruv. Oh, what's in here? Come on, be a treasure. Date. It's not a fucking treasure. That would have been great if it was a something. Still the best thing I ever found in a book, besides money, was I was out in the hinterlands at a friend's farm, and we went to a garage sale. And once I got in the car, I started looking at the books. And this is when I was selling a lot of books, and I opened them, and there was just Polaroid after Polaroid of this nude 60-some-year-old lady. I mean, they were graphic, and I was like, what the flying fuck is this? And I left them with my friend. I don't know what he did with those. So, The History of Pie. A History of Pie by Peter Beckman. Peter. This breezy book gives you the whole fascinating story, from the first Stone Age tally stick to the latest intelligent computers, with all the thinkers, builders, navigators, martyrs, and madmen along the way. Even if simple sums make you cross-eyed, this is one math book that will charm you from cover to cover. I'm not sure about that. Oh, there he is. Christian Huygens. That's a fucking mop, bro. There he is. Blaise Pascal. Oh, these dudes. I wonder if that was a wig, though. I think a lot of those guys wore those pooped up fucking starch wigs. That's an impressive head of hair. See, this guy just got a regular one. That's Newton. Edmund Halley. Of his many great discoveries, the greatest was the discovery of Principia in Newton's draw. The manor house at Woolsthorpe, birthplace of Isaac Newton. That kind of looks like a Gothic house. One more face. There we go, Newton himself. Fig Newton, bruv. Alright, that's enough of that. I'm really sad that the world didn't end in 2012. I know I have some other books on 2012. Yeah, there's one right up there, right next to the Flexophone. See it? 2012. Had a great boon to my life today when what happened last night when I thought my furnace stopped running, so I thought it was dead, so I started cleaning up the house, which is absolute shambles. And turns out there was just a little plug came unplugged. Furnace is great, and now I have a pretty much clean house. Well, relatively speaking. This room is still a disaster. I really need to sort. Well, the problem is I don't have enough room. I need to pare down, kick something out of this room. Probably going to be television. Television must go, I believe. And maybe Christmas and Victorian and possibly Jewish folklore, etc. Mark Hitchcock, the late, great United States, the author of the great, late United States. 2012, The Bible and the End of the World. The ancient Mayans were expert astronomers, and their advanced calendar cycles end on December 21st, 2012. This has spurned worldwide speculation that 12/21/12 will be a catastrophic day of apocalypse for the entire globe. The doomsday scenarios include destructive solar storms, massive earthquakes, a polar shift of the Earth's magnetic fields, and total annihilation. Missing from all the fear is a biblical perspective. Best-selling author and prophecy expert Mark Hitchcock, whose books have sold over 500,000 copies, examines the following questions. Why December 21st, 2012? Can we trust the Mayan alarm clock? Does the Bible say anything about 2012? What signs will tell us that Armageddon is near? And I'm not sure that the Mayans really said anything. Maybe they just ran out of calendar. Sinclair Lewis, Aerosmith. That's where the band Aerosmith got their name from. What year is this? Probably have 4 or 5 copies of Aerosmith now. 1953. What the hell is it? Oh, that must be his kid. Copyright 1952 and 3 by Michael Lewis. You still here, Bliss? She'd a dark and a roving eye, and her hair hung down in ringlets. A nice girl, a decent girl, but one of the rakish kind. Rakish. The hell is rakish? Before the Aerosmiths had been accepted by the most desperately smart set of Nautilus, and at 4:30 they were driven home at a speed neither legal nor kind by Clay Treadgold. The hell was Sinclair Lewis from? This chair is gonna fucking collapse. It's close to collapsing already. Look at this shit. Fucker falls right off. I need to bolt that in. Don't collapse on me, chair. It would be pretty funny though if I collapsed. Thornton Wilder, The Eighth Day. Here comes a sneeze. Thornton Wilder. What's this? Looks like a sticker. Oh, that's the old sticker that was on it. As I said, these were 25 cents. Hey, look. Someone paid 20 cents back in the day for it. The book I have of Thornton Wilder's is The Ides of March. So I don't know if he's any good. I've never read Thornton Wilder. Don't really know nothing about him, bruv. The Eighth Day. Is this like the day after Jeebus or God created the earth? The Elms. I would say no, since Illinois is mentioned in Chicago. Let's see what the prologue says. In the early summer of 1902, John Barrington Ashley of Coaltown, a small mining center in southern Illinois, was tried for the murder of Breckenridge Lansing, also of Coaltown. He was found guilty and sentenced to death. 5 days later, at 1 a.m. of Thursday, July 22nd, he escaped from his guards on the train that was carrying him to his execution. That was the Ashley case that aroused considerable interest, indignation, and derision through the Middle West. No one doubted that Ashley shot Lansing, willfully or accidentally, but the trial was felt to have been bungled by a senile judge, an inept defense, and a prejudiced jury. The coal hole case, the Colbin case, when, to top it all, the convicted murderer escaped from a guard of 5 men and vanished into thin air, handcuffed in prison garb and with shaved head. The very state of Illinois was up to ridicule. About 5 years later, the state's attorney's office in Springfield announced that fresh evidence had been uncovered fully establishing Ashley's innocence. So, there had been a miscarriage of justice in an unimportant case in a small Midwestern town. Ashley shot Lansing in the back of the head while the two men were engaged in their customary Sunday afternoon rifle practice on the lawn behind the Lansing house. Is that what this is about or no? Guess I could just look up the what it's about. Yeah. Two more books. Russia. Jeffrey Hosking, People and Empire. It's a nice color of blue. Is that Russian blue? Or is that Prussian blue? Where is Prussia? Prussia, I assume, is between Poland and Russia, right? Yeah, there it is, right fucking there. Right next to Riga. Livonia. Riga. Smolensk, Belarusia. It used to be called Belarusia. So that's Belarus now. Why'd they take off? Well, they probably didn't want to be associated with Ruskies. The Baltic Sea. Barents Sea. Ukraine. Black Sea. Persia. Chinese Empire. See what this says. A sweeping overview of Russian history written by a master of the subject. It is rich in details, sources, and ideas about Russian political, historical, and cultural development. It is an impressive work that will be useful to students in Russian history. Probably be helpful if I could read, too. Richard Adams, The Day Gone By, an autobiography. He, of course, wrote, what's that? Watership Down? It was weird, too. I think I mentioned The Plague Dogs in one of my new book arrivals, and this guy was like, you need to read that book. I'm like, dude, I'm never reading it. And he goes, it's really lifelike. I'm like, no. If I want a lifelike story about a dog or dogs, I'll just read about a real life story about dogs. He's like, you don't understand, man. These books are just as real as real life. I'm like, no, they're fiction. He's like, they're still just as real. I'm like, no, they're fiction, dude. They're fiction. That means they're not real. He's like, they're just as real as real life. And I'm like, yeah. Everything's, this is as real life too, but it isn't real, fucker. It's just a goddamn bobblehead. But this guy was incensed. He goes, I don't know why you won't just read it. I'm not reading it. Why you take my comments unseriously? I'm like, dude, go read your fucking manga, bro. I got nothing for you. I don't really give a shit about a story about animals. That's not even real life. But yeah, he was pissed. I was hoping this would be signed or something. Oh, what do we got? We got some kind of advertisement. What's it for? British savings certificate. Save 10% on British heritage. No. Nice flow, bro. Shut up, train. So happy my light is back on. Can't fucking believe that. For a year and a half, I didn't use these lights because they were dim. And I thought there was some kind of electrical problem. But I just had a dim switch. I had a dimmer switch. Really blows my mind, honestly. All it was a dimmer switch, bruv. And as soon as I saw it, I knew it was a dimmer switch. And I said, if this is a fucking dimmer switch and this light goes on, I'm going to be angry. But I was happy because it fixed it. No one cares. No one cares. Nobody. The hell's this doing in here? Axe hair, clean and strong. And it's empty. Oh, yeah, I forgot I had my beer. Mom. Wonder why sound travels so much better when it's ice cold out. Probs, can you hear me? Who the hell's here anyway? I don't even know how to check who's here. I wish I could use my laptop for this, but I don't know where the hell who's here. How do you check anything in here? Top fans. Braylon Bido, Britt. That's number 2. Who's GR Moto? I never even saw him. Why do you get 75 X points? Isabella Parazmiza and Brayan Bido. I guess you get extra points for speaking. Punch under the I was fucking scrubbing floors and everything, thinking I would have to bring people into my museum here. Anybody, Brobs? Brobs! Trying to talk to me. Still one of the greatest things I've ever found in the state sale. Cataway aerosol, cat repellent. Hey, look, my witchometer's working. Everybody should have one of these things. What's it say? 80 millibars? 85 millibars? See, this is supposed to be a witch. Yes. I guess you could say it's a witch. Looks more like a fucking dog with a bonnet. Yeah, kind of looks like a Dalmatian with a bonnet. These are like the terrified. Look at the walls inside there. Who the hell built this thing? This is brilliant. Inside this house. What's back there? What the hell is back there? Oh, that's a window. Looks like the log's gonna fall off. Let's peer inside this house, see what's going on. There's the witch. It has directions on the back. Swiss Weather Prophet. And the reason why I have it is because it was made in Detroit, where I'm from. This Weather Prophet can be placed in any room, preferably near a window, in corridors, on verandas. Does that say ashore? What does that say? Or any airy place in an upright position. At first turn the little square peg, the chimney on the roof slowly right and left, and see that the little figures swing freely through the doors in and out Then leave both children and witch an equal distance in both doorways. After regulating, what that says, nice. Leave it alone. It will work automatically, responding correctly to the amount of moisture in the air. The witch will be out of the house from 8 to 24 hours in advance of rain, and the children will come out and stay out in advance of nice or fair weather. If the weather is to be changeable or variable, both sets of figures will remain in the doorways. I need to buy more of these. This thing is great. That means we're going to have variable weather. I think it's supposed to, well, we just had snow. Look at that. I wonder how much these things cost back in the day. I paid like $30. Look at the window. This one's broken out, but this one's actually in place. Obvious cellophane. I need to buy some more of these. What does that say? Variable weather. Yeah. Variable, bruv. So 85 millibars. What's it like when there's a hurricane? Like it drops, doesn't it? No, this is a moisture, not fucking. Maybe this is millibars. No, don't touch it. Showing variable weather. Alright, since no one's talking, I gotta get out of here. I have to prepare for my reading of the... What's that book? Oh yeah, Funeral Customs. Woo!